Hi guys, welcome back to London, welcome to Brixton. Now, I live not far from here, I grew up not far from here, I've been coming here all my life. I made some of my early vlogs here back at the end of 2014. They're about some of the restaurants in Market Row, I think, but in the market streets here, in the indoor ones. And although I've been back since, I haven't vlogged here since, and it's kind of a reason why Brixton's always been fragile in terms of, I don't know, social harmony, I guess. But yeah, it felt pretty fragile back then. Right now, it doesn't. It feels, it's got a buzz about it. It hasn't had for a long time. It feels quite harmonious, I guess. Well, in relative terms, as harmonious as diverse communities get. But yeah, back then, the restaurants I was going to in the market, the indoor markets, Market Row, they were causing tension that already, they were heightening tension that already existed. There was fear that Brixton was being gentrified. To some extent it was. A lot of the traditional market traders, market stalls felt they were being squeezed out. To some extent they were. By higher priced restaurants, I guess. I don't think the restaurants and stuff were really causing change, they were really a symptom of previous changes. But anyway, over the last year, a number of places have opened that even greater, higher density of high priced restaurants. And you'd think that would cause greater problems. But I think it's created more space for the kind of things, for the kind of places that the old market spaces and places were being converted into. And one of them I'm visiting today, which is Pop Brixton. Now, on the face of it, it looks like what's the place in Shoreditch? Box Park, which is like the epicentre of hipster cool in Shoreditch. So you would imagine opening something like this would create even or increase the existing tensions that were happening because of all the conversion of the traditional market spaces. But I think really it created a separate space. It created more space for those kind of these kind of businesses to exist, and kind of help relieve the tension. This isn't the only space that opened. There's another one across the road back where we came out of the station. But yeah, it's back in Brixton, vlogging again. I'm going to take a look at what's going on in Pop Brixton. So let's go.
Let's face it, there are striking similarities with Box Park and Shoreditch, but Pop Brixton definitely has a South London community feel, a Brixton vibe. Pop Brixton's a pop-up shopping destination and an events destination made from shipping containers. But being on council land, it has a mission statement to not only be a part of the community, but to help the community.
Welcome to Pop Brixton. Let's take a look around.
First things first, I'm going to get a coffee. I'm going to get a coffee from Super Cute. Super Cute's primarily a cake store, patisserie. They sell macarons, cupcakes, but they also run classes on how to make macarons and cupcakes in the event space, kids parties, the whole works.
Anything else?
That's all, thanks. Cakes look good though. Okay, it's a pretty overcast, miserable day here in London. You can see it's a pretty cold day too, but Pop Brixton is quite well covered. It's open to the elements to some extent, but if it's raining you're not going to get wet. But anyway, it's a cold day, so I'm starting with a warm coffee. Black Americano from on a place called Super Cute. Good coffee. Had some amazing looking cakes. Right, let's take a look around and see what else is here. Okay, right next to Super Cute, where I got the coffee, is the New Zealand wine cellar. It's a nice little wine bar. It's a bit early in the day for me. Still enjoying coffee, but maybe later.
Although being made of shipping containers, there are similarities with Box Park and Shoreditch. It's kind of where they end. Brixton's not the super cool destination that Shoreditch is, and although I think Pop Brixton shares the original spirit of Box Park, it has a very south-east London feel. Pop Brixton is trying to be inclusive for the local community. The local community are very much the key to its very survival right now and its long-term prosperity. Brixton just doesn't attract the same type of consumer that Shoreditch does, and Pop Brixton's not trying to either. Pop Brixton looks and feels real. The containers themselves are recycled or upcycled if you like, a bit rough around the edges just like Brixton, whereas in Box Park they're brand new.
Okay, I'm going to get some food. Now the tough thing at Pop Brixton, there's so much good food on offer. The toughest thing is choosing what to go for. Okay, without doubt, two of Pop Brixton's biggest draws in terms of food are on the first floor. Hook, fish and chips, and a restaurant called Cricket, which serve Indian small plates and cocktails. There's also this great open space here. They've got an event on today, but often you can enjoy your food in these public spaces. All enclosed and sheltered from the great British weather. This bit's called the greenhouse, but it's lovely and warm in the summer. It's pretty great in the winter, to be honest.
Let's take a look at some of the amazing food on offer. The traders here in Brixton are mostly small independent business. There's also commercial office space and event space at the back, where although Box Park in Shoreditch started that way, the big brands have started to move in. And also being larger, they have a more mixed approach, perfect for their location but not necessarily right for this one here in Brixton. Brixton needs, how can I say this, it needs evolution with community involvement to avoid possible revolution, I guess. Brixton has had a troubled image in recent decades, but it also has a lot to be proud of. I spoke to some traders out in the market and they were well aware of the animosity towards the perceived gentrification of Brixton. But they were also positive about the changes, positive about the future, concerned about rent rises for sure, especially after Network Rail started to make changes to the tenancies of the railway arches around the market, but that concern somewhat offset by the influx of people. Pop Brixton and some of the other spaces and some of the new shops and casual dining spots have brought far more footfall to the area than has been seen for a very long time. Brixton's got some amazing spaces and enclosed spaces. Pop Brixton and some of the markets are enclosed, so they can be enjoyed in all weathers. They have a more continental design. They were built a very long time ago, some of them, but are perfect for modern consumers. For me personally, Pop Brixton is about the street food. Brixton's now a place where people can eat well, and with all the new fashion stores they can dress well, and with the traditional and historic markets just across the way in the railway arches and all around, There's an amazing mix of traders now and an amazing mix of visitors. There's innovation, creation, and it's exciting. I think Brixton is more exciting than it's ever been, and this time around for all the right reasons.
I'm going to get some food. The toughest decision at Pop Brixton, there's so much good food on offer, is choosing what to go for. But as we're in Brixton, I'm going to keep it a little bit real and taste of the Caribbean. I'm going to get some jerk chicken. A jerk chicken from Mama's Jerk. Delicious. Good jerk seasoning, quite spicy. Right, I'm going to enjoy this and take a good look around. Mama's Jerk I can definitely recommend. Great value for money as well, the size of the portion. Pretty incredible. It's definitely going to warm me up in the taste of the Caribbean on this cold London day. Coleslaw's nice contrast with the hot jerk chicken. The other great thing, although the stalls haven't got very big seating areas, there's lots of communal areas heated at this time of year as well. There's lots of communal areas where you can enjoy your food or drink, sit down with friends and socialise. Got a little bit of camera envy now. Check out this guy. Tripod, monitor, headphones, the works. Making me look bad. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this trip to Pop Brixton. If you did, please hit the thumbs up like button. If you'd like to be the first to see my new film, the subscribe button. Turns out they're shooting a TV show, so I'm not so envious about the camera now, if that's what it's for. Check these guys out on TV, channels in London Live. But really you just need to subscribe to my channel. Forget TV, it's all right here. So, thanks for watching and toodles. On TV. The markets are definitely busier than they've ever been. It's a stranger mix though. You've got your traditional yam shops and champagne and fromage. But it's a strange pairing. But I guess the markets are buzzing more now because they kind of reflect more the diversity of the neighbourhood. One way or another, they do. I'm trying to get shots of diversity. Some stretches are not that diverse. I'll keep looking.